Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. If Capricorn is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's spin this thing around and see what these tea leaves look like. Okay, so, my goodness, we have quite a pile there. And our card for this reading is the Six of Swords, which kind of has to do with the science of things, the systems, order, kind of rational thinking, which is very Capricorn. Okay, so it looks like we have a bit of a mess. Okay, and I see a person standing here. Okay, kind of just looking at this emotions, a lot of emotions, a lot of variables, a lot of things just kind of piled up. Okay, a lot to sort through. The good news is, Capricorn, if anybody is going to organize the mess, well, maybe it's you, maybe it's Virgo. Maybe you have a Virgo friend to help you out. But yes, Capricorn is good at figuring out how to get things in order. Definitely. I feel like this does feel like a lot. Okay. I feel like there's almost like, oh my goodness, where do I start? But I do also see we have this beautiful image and it reminds me so much of maybe the High Priestess, some kind of feminine deity, whatever it is. Their hand is raised and I see kind of a beautiful leaf kind of floating up. And really this kind of feeling of you will be supported in these endeavors. You're not going into this alone, okay? You are being guided, you are being looked over. And I feel like if you are able to really tap into those kind of more intuitive parts of yourself, you really are going to get pretty far here, okay? That kind of that Sophia consciousness, very much about getting things done. It's a very active, intuitive energy, okay? And, it could feel very much like you are facing this great mountain of things to do. And that really might be the case, but it really is this kind of underlying motivation coming up and kind of sweeping you away, away into this journey, okay? And I'm looking up here, and it looks like we have a tree kind of growing at the very top of this mountain of stuff. And so I also see we have, it looks like two people beginning their trek up the side of this incline. And then up the top, we have at least one person standing next to this beautiful tree. And so I really do think, whatever this thing is, and I'm sure that this is very much, it is something of the mind. Of course, we have the swords energy. So this is going to take some kind of critical thinking, problem solving. I don't know if this is business related. I don't really get the energy that this has anything to do with like money or anything like that. But I do think that this is kind of an emotional situation, or kind of the emotions from a situation that are getting sorted out so that you may move forward. So I feel like we're really kind of working on some kind of blockage from the past. And I feel like this is maybe something that is fairly old because it is built up so high. This is something that has taken years and years to kind of come together. And I wonder if this is not something to do with the family or maybe a relationship within the family, kind of something coming to light, not enough that you can completely suss out exactly what is going on, but I think that's kind of where you are headed, is kind of unraveling the mystery of whatever this is. And, I think it's something that really did affect you from an early age and has kind of, in some, maybe even like just little passive ways, set the tone of how you view certain aspects of your life, okay? So this really is kind of like that excavating our own self-mythology, which really can be some of the most difficult work that we do in our life. This is why there are not only therapists and psychologists, but psychotherapy and kind of analysts and these deeper long-term processes that we go through in different kinds of therapies. A lot of self-help things too as well. These are kind of part of the core things that we end up working on, trying to figure out, well, why do I hold these beliefs about the world? Why do I feel certain ways about things that don't necessarily make sense to me in the forward conscious part of my mind? And so we kind of do. We embark on these things. For one, I have my own personal symbol that I wear often. I'm actually wearing it today. And it is the black egg. Okay, and this is kind of a symbol of the thing that it is kind of an orb to look into. It is somewhat for scrying. It is a mirror, so it does mirror myself and the things that I am working on, but it is also kind of a symbol of those blockages in my life, some of those traumas, the things that I am trying to figure out as I, begin the process of individuation. And so I choose to wear it on certain days. Today I'm not feeling well, so I feel quite emotional in little moments. And so I wear this to remind myself that I am doing the work, right? I'm doing the work. And, this is one of the purposes of my life. And it is very much related to, and it is for all of us, I think, if you believe in such things, our karmic and dharmic work. Okay. And so, I look at this and I see you are climbing upon this mountain. There is that tree. But then we also turn it over and it looks very much like a cup, right? And, in some ways, this is also the Holy Grail. This is kind of the vessel, right, for our emotional waters, our creative, unconscious place. And, I love, there is a quote, and I'm so bad at quoting things from memory, but the sentiment is that as we purge our so-called demons, the parts of ourself that we find difficult, the things that we do not want to be our own, and then we call them demons, we must be careful what we're getting rid of, right? We might throw away something that is central to our survival, central to who we are as a person, and we might not like it from the outside. We might not like that part of ourself, but it serves a function for better or worse. And this is why we do that shadow work. This is why we integrate. This is why we take the time to get to know all of the sides of the archetypes that we have active within us. Because, for me, here's an example. I don't like feeling stupid. I don't like when people make me feel like I don't know enough, or, I went to college for a while, but I didn't go to college for anything really worthwhile in the real world. And, so then that is kind of something that affects my confidence. And this is my own thing. And so when I see the Fool, or this kind of silly and, what I would consider maybe somewhat uneducated, or, intellectually lesser than, I have trouble with that. I don't want to be the Fool. I don't want to be anybody's joke or anything like that. But I know that this is something that's important to process within myself, because it affects me. It affects how I treat myself. It affects how I treat other people when I feel challenged. I also know that the Fool is the closest to God. The Fool is without restraint. The Fool travels anywhere and everywhere. The Fool has all of the potential, right? And so this is what integration is about. This is what it's about, to look at these parts of ourselves and realize we have, yes, the mountain to climb. We have things to figure out, things to unravel, the mysteries of our lives, the things that, maybe people didn't tell us. Maybe they hid it from us to keep us safe, whatever it is. And we do. We spend a lot of time, even in our elder years, looking through these things, trying to figure them out. But when you flip it over, you see that this is where also so much of who we are comes from. This is where the beauty of our life is born. Even if that doesn't make sense, it is. It is. And so, I see you on a journey, Capricorn. You truly are. And we have a person down here holding up this cup. Okay? So I really feel that you just are beginning something very special in this new cycle. I'm excited to see what it is. And I think for you, of course, whenever you are doing spiritual and self-work, it coincides so much with how you are making resources. You put it into your business, into your creative, and so on. Now, we have a little rabbit sitting here, and it looks like a jackrabbit to me, although the ear isn't very long, but it is sitting there, and it's in a very confident pose. We also have a person that looks like they are dancing. And so I believe that this will be a position of abundance, right? Happiness, abundance, finding a little doorway into freedom. And I do. Like I said, I think that you love putting things into order. You love making things, building systems for things to function. And so, most of us might look at this and think, oh, this is a lot of work, and you might feel the same way. But once you are in it, you get into that flow, and that is where you are at your best. So there will be some rejoicing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to look at the Dreamer's deck here, 40 affirmations for pursuing your dreams from the I Know collection. And I will just go ahead and stop where it feels right. We're going to turn it over. I know that my deepest desires are the pathways towards my dreams. I am going where it feels right. There you go. Right into the dang thing, right? Yeah, I like it. Okay, Capricorn, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me and for putting up with my voice. It is falling apart. So if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing so. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And if you have not, excuse me, I just said that. If you would like to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. They mean so much to me. I just adore all of you so much, and your energies shared are greatly appreciated. So thank you, and we will talk in just a few days.